Boom, we're here.
All right, cool.
Boom. Oh, we boomed it?
We boomed.
We boomed it.
I was trying to listen to it.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
We're here.
The boys are back.
We are here.
The boys are back.
The boys are back.
The boys are
Tree
actually
boys.
back.
Tree boys.
Yeah, man. Welcome, guys.
Well, it's sad that the election brought us together and we couldn't come together for something else. But
no, it's not sad,
I've been trying.
man.
It's not sad. I've been saying for a minute we should be doing a Squadcast.
I'm sad.
We should have Squadcasted.
Yeah, man. Why are you sad?
Why are you sad, Don?
Nah, man. Honestly, I'm very
sad.
hopeful. I keep telling myself that Donald Trump's going to win just so I'm surprised. I keep saying, so I'm not surprised if he does win. But but there's a very good chance he will lose. There's a very good chance.
So close right now.
So close. So close. That's fine that it's so close. But there's a very good chance. Right now, we're 6 electoral votes away.
6.
Yeah.
6, and I'm like, someone said, I was watching the news. There's a 27 pathway to victory for Joe Biden and a 1-way path for Donald Trump to win. He has to win every single state and everything has to work well, and that's just the odds. You know, and I'm just hopeful. I'm hopeful, and but I keep saying, like, but if he wins, if Donald Trump wins, I'm gonna be fine anyway because 2020 has been the best year of my life, dude. To be honest with you, I want to talk about that.
Well, all right, let's say Biden pulls it out. Old man Biden pulls this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now, what do you think the process looks like afterwards? Like Trump campaigns, whatever fucking party. So what do you think? Like, I know he's not going to just take it and be like, all right, yo.
No, he's not just going to bounce.
He's not going to just chuck a deuce.
And Trump supporters are going to, they're boarded up Broadway. Yeah. Did you see that? They boarded up Broadway. Mm-hmm. They're boarding up in a lot of other major cities. Rodeo Drive in LA is boarded up. Like, there's going to be a civil unrest, I think, if he loses.
Well, also, he already went on air saying, like,
he won.
Like,
he's like, yo, it's a wrap.
We like, stop counting the votes. Like, we already have it right now.
Yeah, I saw that last night. Dude, he's such a
But he's been saying that shit for a hot minute. And everyone's been saying, yo, he's about to, like, fucking basically say that the mail-in votes don't count. Which, like...
He told them to stop counting them in Michigan.
Yeah.
He was like, nope, it's not fair. Stop counting. Yeah, he's such a bitch-ass motherfucker.
The thing is, though,
I almost said the N-word.
When people, like, get all
What's
fucking...
That?
I almost said the N-word.
What's that?
Oh.
Nicaragua.
Oh.
Yeah. When people get all, like, flustered about mail-in fucking votes and shit, dude, we've been doing this shit since the beginning of the fucking country, dude. Mailing in your votes.
Hey, and it's a pandemic. So you have to, like, make it available to people. Like, if people don't want to go to polling places, this is the nature of the pandemic.
But like that's fine. Yo, fucking mail your shit.
Mail your shit in.
Like, why is there really no other? You have to go to this fucking place.
My belief,
he doesn't like that because he's gonna. I think it's just he's scared he's gonna lose.
Yeah,
and he's gonna blame it on that because he's a bitch ass Nicaraguan.
Yeah. The thing, like, my belief is that
I just want you to actually say it though, because it just hits different.
I'm a child of Christ. I don't say that. I don't say that.
I mean, yo, like, I think in a way, like, the pandemic has opened up, like, fucking some great avenues. People realizing you don't need to be in an office. Some offices realizing they don't need office spaces.
Yeah.
The accessibility and how we do things differently, like how the tools we've had all along to actually do things more efficiently. Like, I mean, goddamn, bro. Like, it was easy to just get my ballot in the mail. I just filled it out, dropped it off.
And you know what else is clutch? I sat down with my ballot next to my computer and got to look up exactly what propositions, like my district council member. And you know what's dope about San Diego? I vote Democrat and Republican in San Diego. I vote very balanced here. And I don't think like, I don't want LA. I don't want New York. I don't want San Diego to be like that. I want conservatism here. But it was cool to be able to look up someone's record. And to not just vote for the because that's what you usually do. You go to the ballot and you don't know half the motherfuckers on there, and you just click Democrat.
Just click Democrat
because like that's your team, which is such a shitty way to vote, right? It's such a shitty way to participate in democracy. But now I was able to like sit down and like really take a look at who I was voting for, and act and like really fully participate. And I shouldn't say that. Well, I helped Darla with her ballot in the desert and got to vote, like look into things in our other place of residence, and have a say in how that city's run as well. So I like I think I'm gonna early vote all the time now. I'm not gonna.
Lauren's been doing that for a minute. My wife. Yeah. This is kind of the first year that I did it, but it was kind of nice. Like. Had the booklet there and kind of read everything.
Yeah.
Some of the
Dude,
details
you had that like gray booklet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, some of the propositions, like they had like arguments for and arguments against.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
So fucking tricky. I'm like, and then there was one about like privacy, like about like something about like companies' privacy laws or whatever. And I started looking into it, and then I had to actually find the document, like the actual thing, and it was super long and fucking really confusing. And I just kind of was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
there was like a
they
couple
didn't make it like very clear cut.
They didn't. There was a couple of red flags for me. Was like creating another agency, more spending, a little bit more like it's growing in size for this stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, like. Which were kind of red flag, for California, which was red flags for me when I looked into the details of it. So, and not only that, but the amount of money. I don't remember the amount of money, but it was a lot, right? It was a lot of money that was going to have to be spent. Another agency created. That means another reach and another thing coming into
and
businesses.
another places our taxes will go and be misprioritized.
Yeah, and so that was kind of that was sort of my standing point with that was like, how much are we sending already? How much is being mismanaged? And we can't just
we're the highest tax state, and we're fucked up in so many ways.
So with that was sort of the basis of my like decision making on that
like
proposition.
Libertarian type view.
Yeah,
like we need less we don't need more fucking
agencies. We don't need. I agree with that.
Agencies and like bureaucracy and shit, which I totally fucking agree with. I think I was trying to say this before, but you guys were talking about Nicaragua for some reason.
Nicaraguans.
Nicaraguans.
I think that voting needs to be more accessible, right? Like, it shouldn't be like a whole deal to like, you need to go to the fucking polling place. And especially in certain states, they're like closing polling places.
That's conservative.
Republican like strategy.
They don't want people to vote. They don't want people to participate because young people and brown people, they make it particularly hard for us to vote.
Yeah.
So they don't want what?
I was just thinking of a proposition right now, but continue.
So that is a.
You should be able to vote by your fucking phone, dog.
We're gonna get
BuzzFeed
there.
should run it and just run a poll like I'm a fucking Disney character.
Yeah,
but
dude, you know me. Like, I can do my online banking. Like, you know what I mean? like, you have my the internet has.
I did unemployment on fucking online and put all my information
with all your information. You know, like there should be
every single thing.
There should really be a way.
You do your taxes online. Like, you should be able to vote online, dog. You should not have to be like
so we had a proposition, right, that allowed 17-year-olds to vote if they promised to come back when they were 18.
No. I think it was if they were going to turn 18 by like the time that the
Is that what
office was going to go through.
Yeah.
Okay. It was like, so if you're 17 now, but if you turn 18 before like the president would actually be sworn in type situation, then you could vote.
To be honest, I support that. So a big thing for me in like a big grievance I have with our political structure is that our country is run by old white people.
Oh yeah.
And that's a problem, because they're not reflecting my value.
Well, I mean, like, we got 2 candidates right now that got 9 toes in the fucking grave, bro. Like,
so I don't like it, but that's a problem for me. So if you're gonna any way we can allow more young people to vote, more brown people to vote, which in California, it's passed. Felons,
so
once you serve your time,
passed?
It did pass.
Okay,
once you serve your time, you can fucking vote.
I voted.
Which is a beautiful thing.
I voted in favor of that.
Yeah.
It's like, why continue to fucking serve out your sentence after you're done serving out your sentence?
Let these motherfuckers. If the goal was to get a person to punish him and then have him serve his time, let him come out a clean American, and don't tax him for all of the money he's going to make without letting him represent.
Yeah, 100%. But I was like, I sat there when I was reading the details, like,
did you see Oregon fucking legalize heroin?
Hey, let's go do speedballs in Oregon. We're leaving tonight, boys.
You see the Arnold? The Arnold sprinting.
Arnold sprinting,
dude. But that's a good thing.
Hey,
that's
big up,
dude.
All
the weed, like legalization, psilocybin also passed, and I posted all the.
I think New Jersey.
Well, they passed
weed.
They passed the psilocybin a couple years ago.
No,
they passed it prior.
In Oakland, I just had a woman, on who hosts retreats. That comes out. Whatever.
Show psilocybin retreat?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Darla's doing one. I'm so excited for her.
Sick, dude.
It's gonna change your life.
Yeah, literally.
It's gonna change your life.
Shake hands with Jesus.
she's gonna. I'm so excited.
She's such a fan of it.
I was like, I'll pay for it. Just book it. Yeah. You know. But Oregon just passed it for mental health use now. So it's now really open for medicinal use, and legalized marijuana is now available in recreational use in Jersey.
Yeah, dude.
Putting pressure on New York State, because New York City's such scumbags. They're just like, yo, rack those tickets, baby. Yeah. Rack those just let us smoke weed.
Hey, what up with your boys though, dude? You know
what? Which boys?
That's your boys.
What do you mean?
Over there in New York, dude. They're holding you down.
No, that. Yo, get me in the get me in the detox. Shout out to him.
So we're going to Oregon though, right? We're taking a vacation to Oregon.
I was talking to my friend today. I went through the most vivid description of shooting dope and got myself like super hard.
That's it.
I was like, fuck, let's go shoot dope right now. It was a very vivid description.
Were you wearing your Retired Junkie shirt?
Oh no, but shout out to Retired Junkie coming on the podcast in the next couple of weeks. Shout out to them.
That's dope.
But yeah, there's a lot of great progress. Arizona turning into a blue state.
Bro, that's wild.
That's a big deal.
That's insane. Because when I was in Arizona, it was not blue at all.
It was not.
Oh, dude.
Like Trump flags, fucking pickup trucks, fucking driving down the fucking road.
I think there's a lot of Trump supporters, right? Obviously, this race is really close, but they're just really loud.
Yeah.
They're just really loud and like gaudy. Like the big flag.
Yeah.
It's like
it's fucking super gaudy.
When's the last time you've ever seen that, by the way?
Seen what? Never before.
Big ass flags of like a guy's name on it.
Never before.
Well, that was my whole thing.
It's so weird.
I'm like, it is weird. It's like kind of like
hella weird.
Where?
Yeah, it's like where do you even buy
that's
it?
That's gonna be your thing to do.
It's just hanging on your butt. And you know what it is? It's not just one. They buy like a couple.
Oh, they did.
And they're like they're every corner of the car.
House.
It's like Jesus.
But it is like super interesting. It's like, yo, have you thought about this for a second?
It's a guy, dude.
Yeah, it's a
like you can't like that's one thing I've learned in my life is like you can't put anyone on a pedestal no matter how much you look up to them.
That's why they say, dude, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing he's gonna disappoint you just like every other fucking human being is gonna disappoint you.
But dude, I said this shit a while back. When he's when you have no more Trump flag to wave, you're just gonna go back to being a shitty person.
Well, so this is an interesting thing. Maybe we could talk about it a little bit. So I've been watching like some other like channels and stuff. And one point that this one guy, I think his name is Bo, the Fifth Column. He's a pretty reasonable guy in Florida. He was saying that like this race was more about like beating or like Biden beating Trump or whatever. It was about beating Trumpism.
Trump. I completely agree.
And I don't think this close an election shows that we did not beat Trumpism.
No.
Like, Trumpism is going to continue. And like that, the whole like Republican Party is now gonna take that mantle and fucking run with it.
That's a whole
do.
section of conservatism now. That's its own. Yeah. Even if the name changes, there's that that fringe that is not so fringe. It's pretty large,
which I find super ironic, right? Because with conservative values, with conservatism, we're seeing a neoconservatism now. It's not traditionally conservatism. In fact, I think libertarianism is what is traditional conservatism. Yeah. Because to be that aligned with the person in charge, to be that in favor of the systematic approach, to be that in favor of this overbroad thing is completely converse of actual conservative values. So it's so ironic to me like you fell like you're falling for it. You're not really conservative.
Well, and it goes to that shadow self that I think that people that people
we've been talking about that shit for fucking ever.
I really that's the only logic. That's the only logical explanation for it is that he allows people to be a version of themselves that they weren't allowed to be before, and now they feel empowered by it. And that's why it's Trumpism. That's what we're fighting. It's an ideology that we're not voting for a person. And that's why I tell people because I hang out with a lot of people who are Trump supporters, and I say the reason he needs to go is not because of his policy. And we've been saying this. It's not his name his policy. Economy went well. I don't know if that was him. I don't know if that was remnants of Obama.
Lowest unemployment
rate.
But
let's check that. Besides that, what other policy? He's not really a political powerhouse. He's an ideology, and he's and that's what people identify with. But that's the danger of him. It's a threat to democracy. Where now building stores have to board up. If this guy, I'm not worried about Antifa. Antifa is such a tiny percentage of humans affecting the thing, but the Trump supporters will hit you and will run you over and will shoot you and will say it's civil war. They'll threaten civil war, and that's why the cities are boarded up, not because of Antifa, but because of this Trumpism, this ideology that makes it him so dangerous to democracy. Mm-hmm. That's why he needs to go, not because his policy.
And that's why, I think that further him pushing this ideology of patriotism within alignment of his thing.
Fascism.
It's just, but so the thing, it's historically, nationalism, but you're tying nationalism with patriotism, and people see the word patriot, and I want to be that.
Yeah.
So with the tying into patriotism, it's do you guys historically know what patriotism truly is?
Yeah.
Or even where the birth of that sort of term came from. It's I don't know.
It's about going against
it's about going against. You know what I mean? So it's so I find it super ironic. It's maybe to us because we have to fucking think all the goddamn time every single fucking day. But I don't understand. Is it really that hard to take a step back and think?
Yes.
Just for a quick second. Is it really that hard?
It just shows you the dark. It just shows you the darkness. The darkness of our country has just been exposed for the last 4 years. And people, it shows you really who people are, not because, and I don't say that because I think everything I don't think everything he's done is bad. I'm not automatically a Donald Trump hater for the sake of it. If he was a good president, then cool. I wouldn't be all
honestly, he had a lot of potential to do a lot of good in the sense of breaking the system, right? That's kind of what people were voting for. And I think what this race shows is that people still don't trust the fucking establishment, which is a good thing. The establishment is trash. It needs to fucking be changed. To go.
And so that's
but he had a lot of potential, but what happened was it was the cult of personality, and he just cared about adulation, right? And he still brought his what is it called? The people that you bring on when you're president.
Cabinet.
His cabinet was still all the same fucking people. Yeah. It was still the same people who brought us into war, still the same corporate fucking Goldman Sachs guys. Mm-hmm. So it was basically status quo instead of him breaking up the system.
Well, it was a little bit more than status quo. He brought in criminals.
Yeah.
So it was not because me voting for Biden, I'm voting for status quo. I'm voting for. I want you to bring in the economist, the Harvard. I want you to bring in the Harvard economist. I saw what it's like to not have that, and now I want that. I want that back. You know what I mean? I want you to bring the scientists back. I want you to bring those people back. But Donald Trump didn't do that. He brought the shysters. He brought the people in his lane because he's been a shyster, a New York City shyster forever.
Well, you don't get to just be a successful New York City developer without
being shady and being tied with the mob and all. He brought goons in. How many people were indicted or went to jail that he brought in?
It's insane.
And that makes you feel gaslit. You're whoa, you don't see? This is crazy. And you know what? I'm a criminal, okay? I say this out loud. I am a fucking criminal. I committed so many crimes in my life. Thank God I'm not in jail. I've never been accused of a crime I didn't do. Okay? This motherfucker has been everybody around him, including him, have been accused of crimes. Just because he's been found not guilty doesn't mean he didn't commit crimes. Innocent people, the average innocent person doesn't get accused of as much fucking corruption as he's been accused of. And like the fact that people don't see that and they stay like it's a witch hunt. Like everybody's lying about this motherfucker. Yeah. Everyone's out to get him. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I think he did get like a lot of negative coverage, but I think like that's not the whole story as well. You know what I mean? Like there's also like just the whole media fucking thing is
the whole media is a joke.
Trash.
And so when people post, and there's a bunch of people I had to unfollow because they're just like I have no problem talking to conservative people when they're rational. And that's another thing that Trump does. He makes people, he's brought out because he has been such a piss poor leader who has been irrational. He's allowed other people to be irrational. So it's not even a conversation worth having with a lot of people. I forgot my point, but yeah, I forgot my point. Send
That's
it.
Cool.
Well, so there's other races going on, right? There's like the Senate.
Oh yeah.
There's the House things. So two things I was so fucking upset by was Pelosi won again in her fucking district, and Jesus. McConnell won again in.
She's
Kentucky.
not even really alive though, is she?
She's like
She's not.
What's that movie?
Holding up her.
What's that movie where
Sunday at Bernie or something at Bernie?
No, Weekend at Bernie's. The one where they're all like. Where they're all falling up, they're all dead. The two wives are both dead, and they're like their arms are falling off and shit like that. I forgot what it's called.
But they're holding up her eyelids.
Yeah, it's a Steve Martin movie. Right? Yeah, it's like she's come on,
dude.
He's gluing
she
this
is
bitch
just
back
as
together.
bad as she's like worse than Trump almost.
I agree.
You know what I mean? With like the way that, and then the way that she's like not letting legislation go, and McConnell fucking dude. These are the people that we need to get out.
Yeah, and
like. There's not gonna be much change if we can't fucking get these people out.
I feel very hopeful. I haven't said it on the podcast. My brother's running for city council in New York City, and so he's just started up his election. And the squad, quote unquote, they were reelected. And whether people disagree with them or not, first of all, they're not in our district, so who gives a fuck? But I really do have hope of a new era and a new breed of politician who has grown up seeing the drug war, grown up seeing the financial crisis, grown up seeing Trumpism, have all the perpetual warfare that we've been in. They're all watching this and growing up in this and navigating it like you and I are, and they're going to be influenced. So I think one of the biggest changes that we need to see, and I want to see in the next 8-10 years, is these old fucking people get the fuck out. We got to stop voting for them. You know what? We kind of need.
How old is Look up how old she is.
We need some people to die.
Dude. Yo, over or under? What are we saying?
Dude, she's like
70.
She's over 75.
I'm saying 77.
Over 75.
Okay, hold on.
77.
Dude, it's just so upsetting too because it's like
slowing down my computer.
It's she's in San Francisco, you know?
Yeah.
And like it's like, come on, don't you see that this fucking bitch like doesn't give a shit about anybody, dude? And I think that's another thing that like we have to start looking in our politicians. Like, sure, like if you're successful and you have money, that's great. But like if you are just like have so much goddamn money where you literally haven't had to lift a finger your entire life.
Yeah.
And you like are also like in bed with all the corporations, you shouldn't be fucking making policies. You know what I mean?
She's 80 years old.
She's 80? She's got 2 weeks left, dude.
Hey bitch, you're out.
She's got 2 weeks left.
Hey bitch, you're out.
Dude, get her out of here.
Did you see the picture of Mitch McConnell's hands?
No.
I'll show you.
Dude, he's literally the devil incarnate.
Does he have hands?
Well, he has to hide his claws.
Does it make him fucking paper mache hands?
I can't spell his name.
Mitch.
McConnell. CONE.
Here we go. It comes up. Mitch McConnell's hands. Let's look at his devil hands.
That's funny, dude.
Hold on. They're like.
Oh my god, bro! This guy's so old. Black. His skin is falling out.
They're like,
dude. His
skin
look at
is
his so
face,
thin,
bro. He's gotta go.
Bro, his skin is so thin.
Like literally, like
there's a good
fucking like Baal, like the Lord of Destruction is like slowly like coming out of his body.
Turn him more.
Look at his rotting hand.
Nah, this man has leprosy, bro.
No, he's
the dark spirit.
If your hands look like that, you're out. You're out. Hands, purple hands.
You're fucking out. What are you doing? You're not okay, dude. What makes you think you're okay if your hands look like that?
You should be out of here, man. But I kind of want Gavin Newsom out here too. Can't wait for that election. Get him out. Let's get something more. I want to see.
You want more balance.
I love it. I love the idea. That's what makes San Diego so dope, though.
Yeah.
And I think it's the secret. I think it's what makes Austin dope too. is that it's Austin is liberal in a red state, and so it doesn't let it get too far left.
Yeah.
And California is a little too far left. That's why things are mismanaged so poorly. And we're the highest taxed, but we have more problems than everybody else. But we also have a large bureaucracy. We also have more people, 40 million people, too many. Mm-hmm. So, but I think what makes San Diego dope is that it's balanced. And that's why there's a lot of Black economic growth. There's a lot of great Black businesses here, a lot of Black conservatives here who are also not Candace Owens Black conservatives. They're like
that doesn't.
That's dope. Don't be like
they're like woke Black conservatives. You know.
Yeah.
So like,
Candace Owens, you're out too.
Yeah, you're out.
Yeah, she's gotta go, bro.
But like, I want to see California still be liberal and still be progressive. I want to make sure we use that word more.
Yeah, fuck liberal, dude. Yeah. I don't want to talk about liberalism.
Yeah, because it's progressive. Someone posted that meme and I reposted, and a lot of people reposted it.
Yeah.
I think most people our age, whether you're quote unquote conservative or Democrat or Republican, you want progress. No, like we want to see more economic growth. We want to see more economic opportunity. We want to see more social opportunity and social growth. It's like
more education.
I think we all want that. All the people our age want that.
It's kind of crazy to see the old people fighting that shit too. Because in the same things, you'll see the comment thread and be like, "What?"
It's like the argument the argument against like electric cars. It's like, hey, it's science, baby. Yeah. It's science, baby. People get mad about like coal. They get really upset. Like, we need coal jobs, like run on gas. And they were like, they don't like that by 2035 they won't be selling any more gas cars. So people are like, oh,
yo, dude, but how am I supposed to show everybody how big of a dick I got if I can't? My diesel truck can't make fucking smokestacks, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
How are they gonna know?
But like people got mad at that. But it's like, hey, baby, this is progress.
People are getting mad, but do they know what the fucking like, dude? So like with the whole like oil and gas industry. The only reason it's still fucking sustainable is because they get so many fucking tax cuts from the government. Yeah. If the government didn't give them all these tax cuts, we would already be on renewable energy.
But like, don't we want to get out of the fucking Middle East like we are? Isn't it so? So isn't this sort of like not a catch-22, but isn't that the fucking
not
irony?
If you're like a fucking huge oil company who like literally has their pockets
yeah. But what I'm saying, so it's like. Most American people, like, we don't want any more conflict in the Middle East.
Most
Americans, even most conservatives would.
And they trick you, and say we want to keep this country safe. Like we are by far.
That's the funny thing too, is that that's the sugar in the Kool-Aid, right? We were kind of talking about that shit yesterday. Yeah. That's the sugar in the Kool-Aid.
The big con.
But that's another piece of the sugar in the Kool-Aid, because like, I don't even know if I'm going to be offline with this.
What the fuck are we talking about right now?
Okay. Let me preface it. So Donald Trump was at a rally, and he was like, these people say I'm the most popular person on the planet. And I say, no. They said, yes, Donald, you are the most popular person on the planet. And he says, no, it's the man upstairs. It's the man upstairs. Jesus Christ, I'm not taking any chances. And it's the big con, man. It's the big. And Tim Dillon said, the old con is the best con. The original fucking shiesty move is get Jesus involved.
And we're not even talking about like Jesus as the deity himself.
We're not talking about
so that's why I was saying it's like, that's the sugar in the Kool-Aid. Like that's what people are drinking that Kool-Aid, and that's the motherfucking sugar in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So back to this whole thing is there people are over there protecting us, fighting for our friends. That's another cube, another fucking sugar cube in the Kool-Aid. Yeah. And what I was telling fucking Eric yesterday too is just like, that kid that fucking had the Kool-Aid stains around his mouth. The fucking Kool-Aid stains are the Make America Great Again flags and the blue lives flags. But that's another thing, bro. It's because like when 9/11 happened and everything too, though, it's like, or any other insurgents that we sort of had, it was that sort of the validity of those actions was hid behind they're fighting for our freedoms. But in reality, were our freedoms really all that much necessarily, I guess, attacked?
Our freedoms are getting taken away all the goddamn
And so
time.
that's actually what my next point was going to be is like, that's a trick, bro, because of the actual growth of this deity that is government now. It's like, where's the actual freedoms being taken away day by day? So because if you say like, no, man, you don't support then you don't support the troops, you don't support America, you don't support this, you don't support people fighting for our freedoms. But the ironic thing is that the actual attack is being done here right in front of us, right? Because like in our state Senate, they can pass laws without any representation, right? I mean, yes, we elect officials, but at the end of the day, like there's no.
They don't ask
people
us, hey,
want
do
this.
you want to vote on this or no? They're like, all right.
So like, I always give that
it.
example of like smoking. To buy cigarettes, you have to be 21 now here in California instead of 18. Nobody heard about that until that was put up and then voted on and passed. Now, that's not always the best example, but that's to me like still some government overreach. It's like, hey, why not ask the people if that's what we think as a culture and as a society, if we think that's an okay idea?
In an ideal world, that's what's supposed to happen. Is the representative is supposed to come back to the constituents and say, hey, this is what's coming on next on the docket. Like, what do you guys kind of think? You know, maybe feel it out a little bit. No, dude, that doesn't happen. We elect these people, and then the fucking corporations fucking get in bed with them. And they don't even ask the people what they want.
SB 145 was a really big hot topic thing, right? Where
that's the ALA group I'm in.
Get out. SB 145 was the what basically like gives judges discretion of like where within a 10-year buffer, if like a 24-year-old has sex with a 14-year-old and that person got pregnant,
I remember that.
Then the judge can sort of make a decision like, yes, register as a sex offender or don't register as a sex offender. And everybody was freaking out. So now what I'm saying is that got put on the docket, that passed. And like California was like, yo, what, dude?
Yeah, like you can have sex with fucking kids now?
Let's fucking send it, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody fucking said that. But like, so where's the representation of the people, right? You know,
we're
like,
fucking kids now.
That's basically what I heard, like through the grapevine.
I mean, that's fucking what I heard. They were I mean, it was like, you know, like the state senate was low key like, yo, bro, like fucking let's go, you know? But like, dude, so I mean, there's plenty of legislation that gets passed, but we have to sit here and fucking take it. And so maybe there's a part of a system I'm not understanding, but from what I understand, though, it's like even still, like if your constituents, like, you know,
and there's probably for people who are going to actually listen to the people that they fucking represent.
But here's the thing.
Instead of voting for people
but here's the thing. Would people have listened to a bill that allows that type of protection? Granted, there's more to the scope of that entire bill, but you think people really would have agreed in that much of a favor to pass a bill like that would allow? There's an aspect to that. Granted, there's a lot more to the fucking bill I probably don't understand.
Yeah.
But do you think the people of California would have been like, yeah, dude, go for it?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
So as I'm saying, though, is like, regardless, even if you vote for a representative in your district, who's to say that they are really going to fucking represent you? You're supposed to do the will of the voters.
Yeah.
Not your will. You're not supposed to put your will into the fucking voters, bro. And so that's what I'm saying. That's why I say fucking send it. Let's just burn this thing to the ground, start anew, build up again.
Well, the thing is there will never be a perfect system. There will never be, I
don't know, dog. Russia's got it pretty figured out.
It's Nevada, bro. I'm looking at this map. This shit is so crazy.
They're not fucking updating those. Still 75%, right?
Bro, we're gonna go another day.
At Nevada, 75% reporting.
75% reporting.
Yeah, so they haven't updated in like fucking.
Dude, maybe they're like trying to be like, yo, let's just make sure there's enough before we call it. Make sure it doesn't go fucking red.
Recount.
Hey, but Arizona, yo, what the fuck, Arizona, man?
Shout out to Arizona.
I think a lot of people
shout out to Arizona,
California, like a lot of like
liberals
West Coasters
went to fucking Arizona.
I want a more balanced country, and like this looks more like what I want to see. Like looking at this map,
and every conservative is gonna hate me saying this. All the liberals, or not liberals, progressives or whoever, should all just start moving to fucking middle of America.
Dude, yeah, but people are already moving to Wyoming and Boise, Idaho. People are already going.
Idaho's dope, but like
everyone's gonna hate it. Like,
well, that's good,
fucking
yo. So I was like, I was
nose.
fucking looking at comments and shit like that. Be like, oh my god, I can't believe they're turning with Eric Calzone for whatever fucking Calzona.
Calzones, I fucking love calzones,
dude,
bro.
get the fuck out of here! There's all these people moving from California, ruining our fucking state.
Georgia's close, man. Georgia's
so close
by
bro.
0.8%. All these black people need to come out, bro.
Hey,
all these black folks need to.
They didn't hear Biden, apparently, huh?
Yeah, well, if you don't vote for me,
if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. It's like,
well, I guess
get younger.
Listen here. What is it like, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
With
what was
Charlemagne.
the fucking no? That pool story.
Like,
it was when he was a lifeguard
or something.
Oh yeah, with
fat or some shit.
What was the fucking dude's name? It was like something
corn pop.
Corn pop. That's bro. That shit happened in the 40s. A nickname like that only comes out of the 40s, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Corn Pop was a bad dude, man.
Bad dude, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
hey, you think Corn Pop voted for him?
I don't know, man.
Corn Pop, of course, voted for Biden, bro. What do you mean?
What about the kids that were feeling his leg hairs in the pool? You think they voted for him?
Nah, I don't think they're into that. Dude, yeah, I don't know. Either way, like, no matter who wins, there's so much work to do, bro. There's a lot of work to do, and I'm like, at least like on Eric's like note, like I am like positive that like over time we can like basically start making change, but it just takes so much time.
I mean,
and we forget that like shit takes a lot of goddamn time.
Yeah, and we're also like in a fucking. I feel like we are kind of in a turning point right now. We got all these old ass people who are, like I said, got 9 toes in the fucking grave, bro, and like. Our generation, at least, is starting to get up to the age where we're old enough to run for shit. You know, Eric,
dude, I would
run
for shit if I like didn't have like my rap sheet, I guess.
Hey, fuck it, if Donald Trump can win the presidency with like,
you think I could be president,
not a good
bro?
message.
Fucking jizzing on every girl.
I don't want anybody to do it.
You think I could be president?
The reason, and I'll
think Jesse could.
The reason my brother, I'm so excited about my brother doing it is because I've watched him make every right decision. And that's the kind of person who I want to be in politics. The one, not the fucking, like, he's a human. I think he got in trouble when he was a younger kid. I'm not going to, like, out him. But he made all the right choices.
Well, who's to say that, like, somebody in your position can be in a position to make right choices now?
But
isn't that our whole thing?
But you know what opportunity I do get? Huh. I get to have him on the show.
Yeah.
And I get to have an honest conversation.
100%.
And have people get to know him. So I am able to influence. I am. Mm-hmm. And then the more the show grows, which it just grows exponentially. The more the show grows, the more influence I do have. So I am allowed to have that influence coming from being a criminal. But I don't want to make the decisions. My brother was just an ADA in New York City, in Manhattan. I don't want to make the decisions he had to make. I don't want to.
No, dude, that sounds like fucking awful decisions.
Terrible decisions, terrible hours, thankless job. Like, I don't want to do it. Some people are built for it. He was built for it.
So he's just built different?
He built
different.
Yo, get me in the detail. Yo, let me stay on your couch, B. Shout out, yo. I'm
so good.
All right, so what are we looking at right now? What's the score?
No, it's Nevada. It's Nevada.
It's like 264 to.
They're just waiting on Reno.
But you see how many votes are split right now?
Yeah.
So Nevada, they only voted. So it's 588,252 for Joe Biden. It's 580,000.
Hey, there was a lot more. Trump. There was a lot more red in those counties a few hours ago.
And they're only 75%, dude. So this literally Nevada could go like either way, even though
someone call Nevada and be like, hey, bruh.
But like I'm shocked that there's less than 1.5 million people that voted.
Yeah.
In Nevada, I feel like there'd be more people than that. Like in Vegas alone, right? There's probably like 7-8 million.
And this is where
dog, they're running brothels over there. They're a little too fucking busy to be voting and shit.
But I think this is the dark horse here is the mail-in ballots. I think. Do
you think they're still counting those mail-in ballots?
I think they're going to be counting those mail-in ballots till next week. I think that, dude. I want my shit right now. I have progressive friends who are still quarantining, which I haven't been quarantining. I haven't quarantined in months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been living my life.
Yeah,
but I have friends who are like, I just haven't left the house. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's
still?
Yeah. So there's a lot of Democrats who
no, because we have a few friends that are like that, too, and I'm like,
yeah, I have a lot of friends who are still really like.
I can't know.
They don't know. Like, don't. So, and there's a lot of Democrats who voted early.
By the way, on Halloween, it was like progressive Olympics as to who could demean.
You're gonna make
the
that
strongest
swing come off.
Yo, this swing can suck my dick. So
I've been watching it. Like,
it's fine, bro. I got 4 of these at my house, and I use one when I'm streaming my video games.
Tell me about the Olympics.
So what I'm saying is like the progressive Olympics that were like who could like shit on trick-or-treaters and their families the hardest.
Yeah,
during this time.
I stay really like I'm so lucky. I'm in such a bubble of like the bullshit. Like I only listen to podcasts. So I only hear about the jokes of our political structure, and I hear really balanced ideas. Like I listened to the Alex Jones podcast twice. Listen to Tim Dillon's podcast.
How many times you listen to that Kanye one though?
I didn't. That Kanye one, man. It
was exhausting.
That's the big con too. He's a con man. Yeah. He's a con man, and.
You can't spell fucking Kanye without con.
Exactly. He really is. He's a fucking shyster.
Hey,
bro.
how many? What do you get? Like he's gotten like 1% of the votes or something like that.
Who gives a fuck?
Something like that.
He's probably sucking his own dick for it.
There has been different podcasts that I'm like, or people that I'm checking out that have podcasts.
I'll be right back.
That are like different, like just different like political ideologies and stuff. And I actually am like challenging myself to listen. And there's some that I'm like. There's this one guy that I've been listening to a little bit. Like some of his ideas are nuts, but like some of his ideas, I'm like, I could kind of like understand too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I that's one thing that I'm so grateful for is that you and Benny and myself are fairly objective, fairly like I'm able to hear other things. Like I'm super open to it, and I think there's more people like us than not. More young people.
I hope so. Oh yeah.
I think there's more young people like us and do the podcast. Do to listen to podcasts.
Because you can listen to full ideas.
Full ideas over an hour.
Talked about, discussed, debated.
Yeah, like
instead of like socialism's bad. Yeah, fascism. Whatever.
I'm so isolated from that, and that I'm able to kind of make my own decisions, and then hear stuff like, okay, I kind of get that. Like listen to the Alex Jones podcast. Like my brother told me not to listen to Alex Jones when I was a kid, even though Alex Jones protested conservatives first. He was exposing George Bush first. That's how he got started.
Yeah.
But I was able to listen to that podcast and be like, you know what? As crazy as this motherfucker is, and as it's so easy to just dismiss him as like a right-wing dude, but there's so much stuff that he's right about. And like Joe Rogan did a great job of fact checking him as he was going. Like Jamie, look that up. Jamie, like as he was going, it's like, oh, this motherfucker's right. He's not lying about everything. And I'm able to like listen to it twice and differentiate too.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you listen to that podcast with the linguist and Graham Hancock? Did you listen? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I listened to one with, it was mostly the other guy speaking.
It was mostly the other
and
guy.
Graham was just kind of like popping in.
We're talking about Amanita muscaria. And,
yeah, dude, shit's lit, bro.
Yo, the most.
Talking about like how
psychedelics is littered,
on,
spiritual, like ancient spirituality and Christianity and even Hinduism with Soma, is all littered with psychedelics.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the most interesting podcast.
I love that shit. I was like, that shit like gets me going. Bro.
That shit gets me so excited.
Because it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense that like and all the like potions that they used to do in like the like Greek fucking empire and shit like. And all like the the philosophers used to like drink this potion.
And to like they said to meet the dead and to like like find the answers of the universe. And I also didn't know that wine as we know it is relatively new.
Yeah, they didn't have alcohol back then.
What wine was a mixture of like what base wine was, but it was also roots and like herbs and incense and all that stuff.
And fucking psilocybin.
And fucking mushrooms.
Hey, we time traveling, dude?
We time traveling. Dude, having that girl on yesterday, I was like, I think I'm gonna like I listen to the podcast. Like I'm.
What you think you want to win?
What?
You think you want what?
What are you talking about?
What are you
Dude, we're
talking
talking about Donald Trump and
We're talking about Donald Trump
Biden.
eating mushrooms and
can you imagine?
It's going to change the state of the
We
country.
should do
No,
that.
but what
You know
if
what we
he?
should do?
What if he gets more like grandiose ideas?
No, you know what we need to do?
God?
We need to fucking literally like forcibly like give everyone in politics psilocybin.
Yeah,
that's
just
Jesse's
Like a
idea.
heroic dose.
like a
Fucking-
heroic
2
dose.
grams.
Yeah, just like
Blast
everyone,
him off into
everyone
outer
like
space.
as a part of like becoming a congressman or a fucking, senator
Or we
whatever,
just
president. You just got to get dosed hard.
That's the
with
new
psilocybin.
legislation to run for that.
Yeah.
You have to go through a hero's dose of
Yeah.
psilocybin.
Or you got to
And
like go
then-
to Peru and fucking take
or do ayahuasca. You don't
think
have to go to Peru. You can go to fucking like
You
Yuma.
can go to
and do
Mexico. Yeah,
this
you
shit.
can go to Mexico. I think honestly, I'm gonna say it publicly on the podcast and out myself. I think I'm just gonna go do ayahuasca.
Fucking go do it, dude. Throw up all that fucking
I
shit.
think I'm just gonna be judged for it and like.
Who's gonna? Well, there's a lot of people gonna judge you, but at the end of the day, hey, who gives a fuck, right? Like,
I'm gonna do it,
fucking
and
send
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna do it, and then I'm not gonna tell any of you fucks that I did.
I'll do it
Yeah.
with you.
and I'll let you just all judge me anyway.
I'll do
Well,
it
then
with
people are like, Eric, what's different with you? Be like, I don't know.
Nothing, man.
dude.
Just praying and
Nothing,
just,
bro.
spiritual,
Just
know?
meditating more.
just
Extra 5 more minutes of
sponsor more
meditation.
guys. You know, sponsor more guys, man. Get in the book.
Just say-
Eric, why are you levitating through Crown Point right now? Just really working this program. Really working this program, and it's just changing my life. It's changing my life.
Stepped up my prayer.
Why are you
game,
able to
bro.
move things with your minds?
Hey,
Just
bro.
the steps.
Just,
you know?
just step work, man.
I put more crystals in my home, bro. That's why.
10, 11, 12. When you, that's like the shit people say, like, you do it at 10, 11. Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Mexico, I did 10, 11, and 12.
So for 3 days
For 3 days.
straight.
No, but speaking of that, what I am doing, and I'll say this publicly, is I'm doing
Ketamine?
combo. Combo, and it's the frog venom. It's not psychedelic,
Oh, that's
but
trippy.
they
bro.
burn you with the frog venom, and you.
I want to meet
Well-
that guy first. I want to spend a couple days with him first before I like he.
No,
puts
he's
venom in me.
super popular here, and my homegirl did the girl who did the podcast did 3 different sessions and
frog venom.
frog venom, and you fucking puke.
Where
and,
does this man get frog venom?
and you get it super.
Frogs,
you
bro.
get it super ethically
Yeah, frogs.
from these frogs in South America.
I guess. Well, because I've seen it before. They like twist a little needle thing on the back of their
Yeah, they
things
just
or
take the
whatever.
poison off of it.
Yeah,
So
and
was
I'm
it made? It's supposed to clear
It's
out
a
your
purge.
system or
It makes you
something?
purge, and emotionally and physically purge. So you swell.
No, so it's like a heroin detox.
Have you ever had a heroin detox?
I purged
not
pretty hard
purifying at all.
on
Not
opiates,
purifying
bro.
at all.
I emotionally
I
and
did-
fucking bodily purged pretty hard.
I never left 3 days of that feeling awoken. Really was wearing house slippers and Adidas track pants, ripped up halfway.
You can't go
with a-
outside unless a member of the staff is out there supervising
Yeah,
you guys,
just
bro.
fucking-
Like,
Just cigarettes, fucking.
Oh, my mom sent me a cart. Oh, my mom.
I couldn't even eat anything but fucking a
couldn't-
couple cereal.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
Till the Seroquel time, till the Seroquel train came.
I'm still
Then
on
I'm
the
eating
Seroquel,
everything.
dude. I don't get the munchies on Seroquel, dude.
You're
I eat
fortunate,
that
man.
shit- I
Maybe
eat
your
that
dose
shit
is
every
low.
day.
You gotta do more.
100,
gotta do more.
150 depends.
They have. I've taken a heroic dose of
How much?
Seroquel. They put me on 300 or 400 milligrams in my
That's
life.
so much,
As a
bro.
teenager,
I would sleep for 4
made
days.
amends,
dude.
I made amends to one of my exes, and she was like, "Eric, I really feel bad for how they medicated you when you were a kid, because I was so."
You took that shit. I only take that shit before I go to sleep, dude.
I was so out of control that I had to take it
They
during the
just
day.
had to sedate you.
Yeah, that was their only option.
Jesus Christ, bro.
You see, I'm big crackhead energy.
Big crackhead energy, dude. That's actually the thought that came into my mind. I was
And
like, yo, this motherfucker's wilding out
And
right
I'm
now. Dude. Can you imagine it?
I'm highly medicated right now. This is still me. This is still me doing it.
Hey,
Still
for
crazy.
3 days, don't take your meds and record yourself.
Nah, fam.
Oh.
No, honestly, I've you know what I'll do sometimes is I'll forget to pick them up, and I'll be like, I'll pick them up tomorrow. I'll pick them up tomorrow. I'll pick them up tomorrow, and then I won't take it for 2 days. Then I'll be like, oh, it's just 2 days. I'll pick them up tomorrow. The third day comes, and I'm I start withdrawing.
Yeah. I'm glad to know I'm not the only person who fucking does that.
No,
I'm like, I got 3 more pills. I'll just call and see if I can get a refill.
Dude, it's like me in every facet of my life.
I'll do it tomorrow. And then you're dying.
And be like,
Dude,
why didn't I just do it fucking 4 days ago?
I will tell you, a Latuda withdrawal is...
What's that? What's Latuda?
Latuda's
I haven't heard of that one.
Antipsychotic.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
You'll give me a I'm just gonna start making it. Give me a
fucking 4 days after, like Eric doesn't take his Latuda, he's like, yeah.
Let me sleep on your couch, B.
Jesse, let me sleep on your couch, dog.
It's like,
so good.
I mean, that's what I had to do fucking 7-8 months ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's fucking babysit me, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, I either way.
Wait, did you have to detox off of Seroquel? Was there like a withdrawal for that shit?
See,
I'm sure there's some type of effect.
You're not gonna be able to sleep.
Fuck that shit.
Because a lot of times what those antipsychotics do, because Seroquel's an antipsychotic, what they do is you're not sleeping. You're sedated. It's like anesthesia almost.
I'm still all fucking tired throughout the day.
Yeah.
Bro.
So it's
yeah, so I don't take shit.
Yeah. I try. It's better than trazodone, bro. You ever wake up in the fucking?
But like, I don't wake up fucking like groggy as shit.
I don't wake up like that on Seroquel.
That's another testament to how crazy I am. As much as like sleep aids and things that I take, I still wake up like, hurrah! Like
maybe I should start taking some
at
shit.
4 a.m, still like working on a podcast, writing content, like working on my book and like writing emails, fucking right out of like a medication coma.
Yeah.
Like, and that's,
maybe I need that.
But you know, it's like a superpower.
If I don't take my shit, like it'll be 3 a.m. and I could still just be kicking it in my house. Like if I don't take my shit to fall asleep, I won't fall asleep.
So I don't need it to fall asleep, and I don't need it to wake up. But the reason some of the stuff I take, the other things I take are not to sleep. The two major things that I take are not to sleep. They're to stop manic, to bipolar depression, which I just wrote a post today that I'm for the first time in my entire life, I just don't want to die all the time, and that's why they put me on Latuda, because I was suicidal as long as I could fucking remember. And and since I started taking Latuda, that has lessened and lessened and lessened to the point where now I'm excited to live and I'm just stoked on life. So that it works. And that's why I take that. And the other one I take is an anti-seizure medication. It's a antipsychotic, but it's really for seizures. So I don't have, so my impulse control is crazy, which obviously my impulse control is still wild. I still say wild shit, but it's dialed down. So I have some sort of buffer before I speak, because it's bipolar 1, which is the spray shooting, jerking off in the street kind of bipolar.
Sick, bro.
So that's why those are the only 2 I take that are for those 2 symptoms. And then there's a few other ones that are for.
Did you get super forgetful on Seroquel?
Never.
No?
No, well, I don't take Seroquel anymore.
No. Did you?
Did I? Yes.
Yeah.
I was also 300 pounds of big fat ball of shit.
Okay, so I got like 20 pounds so I get there then.
Yeah.
Right, so
anyway, so let's wrap this bitch up. So
where are we at? What do we got? What do we got?
We're at 75%.
Nothing has changed.
Nevada, nothing's changed. But
264 Biden, 215 Trump. Trump is like leading-ish in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia.
If I'm not mistaken, Pennsylvania was blue earlier.
Yeah.
And then flipped.
Yeah, I think PA is going to probably go Trump, but like Georgia's still super fucking close.
Georgia,
like, too close to call.
Georgia's super close.
And Nevada's super close. It's only 8,000 votes.
Hey, where are all the strip clubs?
Georgia
that didn't come out to vote, dude.
Georgia is 49. Georgia is 49.8 Donald Trump, 49 Biden. Percent Biden. So
hey, I really do want to go like visit a real
Joe
ratchet.
Jorgensen, why don't you get
in
the
Georgia?
fuck out of here?
In Georgia.
I've never been to Georgia.
Ratchet strip club in Georgia, like just Cardi B style ratchet.
I would love to.
I've never been to a strip club, but I feel like if I'm gonna go, I want to like.
I tried to go with my ex, and she was like, "And I date squares. That's it."
Well, yeah, me too. But at the same time, like I think I would just feel bad.
Let's go to Georgia, bro.
My family's there.
After Oregon.
What?
After
Oregon first.
So,
do all the
dude,
speedballs.
here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll work for a month. We'll work for a month, and we'll save up a month's worth of money. We'll drive from San Diego to Oregon, Pick up a few bundies.
I don't think they do
a few bundles, you know, and then drive to Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, and make our way to Georgia, do our last shot.
Speedball across the country.
Yeah, speedball across the country.
Like, yo, dude, I could take over.
And yeah,
Let me drive. I can take over. You nap or something like that.
And then we'll do our last shot in Georgia. And hopefully OD with a pussy in my face.
Yeah.
That's be dope. That's such a good way to die, dude.
I hope my mom listens to this podcast.
Yeah. Let's go. I got... Hold on.
Ratchet strip club in Georgia.
Let me look at my calendar because I think I could do it the week after Thanksgiving.
I'll be in Rosarito. Oh, no.
When are you coming back from Rosarito?
I'm free.
After Thanksgiving? Because we had Thanksgiving, then Christmas. So how long is that? Like 3 weeks?
Well, I want to be there with my children for Christmas.
Wait,
I don't want to die until...
So January.
You don't want to die...
So let's do it January.
Georgia strip club... Like
on my sobriety day.
On your sobriety day.
Yeah.
Fucking full circle. God. 7 years later.
Just like getting super itchy and like this big old tatted ass, oiled up ass in your face, and you're like, yes.
Big butterfly booty. Big butterfly booty tattoo. And just scratch. And just fucking like, take my last breath, turn blue as
right there, boom, gone. And we called it a day.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end 2020.
2020, baby.
12/31.
He died a legend.
He died a fucking legend. And then the world moves on, and then we did all that for nothing. Bro.
All right. So disclaimer: we're just kidding, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, we're just kidding.
If I float into the studio in the next couple months,
ayahuasca and frog poison. Bro.
It's our Lord and Savior. It's our 10, 11, 12, and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has anointed me. Play us out.
All right, we out, dude.
Hey, but turn it up because I couldn't hear that shit. I need more. Hey, Matt, I need more snare in my headphones.
You have the most difficult time in here, honestly. It's a vibe now, though. Do you like it?
Nah.
Yeah, dude.
You don't?
The song's so sick.
Let me feel it out a little bit more.